It's Man with No Game 45.
Apparently has been a part of the community for a while. I've never seen their content, but their name is Man with No Game.
If you don't know Man with No Game 45, Man with No Game 45 is impossible.
Like, what he did is absolutely incredible. Man with No Game 45.
None other than Man with No Game 45.
Oh, yeah.
Is it a bat? Is it a Joker? No, it's Darkest Night Noob Saibot. What is up, guys? Man with No Game 45 here. Yes, I know I got a few of you on April Fools with my post about the Batman who laughs. But if you check your calendars, you'll see today is October 4th, 2024. And Mortal Kombat Mobile Update 6.0 is going to be dropping in just a few short days here now on October 9th. But here I've just been droning on when you guys have been staring at this beautiful diamond card in the background. Yes, Darkest Night Noob Saibot is our first new character with Mortal Kombat Mobile Update 6.0, and I'm sure you're all wondering what his passive does and what he's all about. Let's have a look at his character card. He's our second character to join MK Mobile based off of the DC Elseworlds skin pack in Mortal Kombat 11. As you guys can see from the headers here, he's going to be a horde to contend with a snare on his special attack 1 and regeneration on his fatal blow. His special attack 2 though is completely unique to Mortal Kombat Mobile Nightfall and will come with its own minigame. Players will play the minigame to apply cripple or slow to their opponents or protect themselves with shield. What truly sets Darkest Night Noob Saibot apart as a character, though, is that he's a lot like Despicable Me, at least in the sense that he has lots of minions. Jokes aside, how it works is when he tags in or after his fatal blow, he infects his opponent with madness. In addition to increasing incoming damage, if an opponent fails to tag out within the 9 seconds that madness is applied, or is KO'd, then Darkest Night Noob Saibot will create a minion clone of them to use for his nefarious purposes. Using his Puppet Master special ability, Darkest Night Noob Saibot can swap at any time he wants. It cannot be prevented with his minion. Once swapped in, the minion has a 50% unblockable attack chance, and his opponent has a 50% chance to miss his attacks against the minion. However, if one of these minions is spawned, you're going to want to take it out as soon as possible, because otherwise, if you try to KO Darkest Night Noob Saibot or another NetherRealm character on his team, the minion will take its place and be KO'd instead, and the returning team member will gain 25% health. His minion grows stronger with every NetherRealm teammate, gaining 1 additional sacrifice per NetherRealm teammate. Lastly, Darkest Night Noob Saibot brings something entirely unique in his passive to the table in Mortal Kombat Mobile in immunity to tag-in attacks. He is going to be one badass boss for us to deal with. And where do you think we're going to end up fighting him? Possibly a new event or a returning event that's coming back. Well, before we get to that though, I have some exciting news. Something that hasn't happened in Mortal Kombat Mobile since 2019. Folks, we are getting a new stage in Mortal Kombat Mobile. And this new stage is from MK1. The Tea House will be making its debut in Mortal Kombat Mobile with Update 6.0. I don't know about you, but after staring at the same MKX stages for nearly a decade now, and only having Shang Tsung's Island Ruins, and in certain cases Retrocade as another option, it's going to be so refreshing to finally have a new stage rotating through as we play Faction Wars, Towers, and other game modes. Still, The tea house isn't the only thing we're getting from MK1 with update 6.0. We have a brand new MK1 character coming our way. Now, it's pretty much been a given that we get an MK1 character with each new update to MK Mobile, but there's been a lot of speculation to who that character might be. Well, now's the time to put all of that speculation to rest. We didn't get her from MK11, but our Empress has arrived! MK1 Mileena is joining Mortal Kombat Mobile. Alongside Darkest Night Noob Saibot, she will round out our roster of new characters added with this Halloween update. She's my main in MK1, and I couldn't be happier. Now let's take a look at her character card. Of course, our Empress's Disease of Tarkat is going to play a huge role in her passive Tarkat Hunger. Her combo enders apply Disease, which can stack up to 5 times, and for each stack reduces her opponent's health by 4%, 1% for bosses. Additionally, each stack gives her an increasing lethal blow chance, 2% for regular opponents, 1% for bosses. On the 5th stack, poison applies to the opponent for 10 seconds, and their unblockable attack chance decreases by a full 20%. However, one of the coolest things about her passive is that she can essentially trap and kill her opponents with Tarkat Hunger. For just 0.8 bars of power, triggered by her extra special button, Mileena transforms into Tarkat form, vampires 40% of basic attack damage, and locks her opponent in place so they can't tag out. The only drawback is she cannot use her X-ray while in this form. As soon as Tarkat Hunger ends and Mileena transforms back, she applies Primal Fear to her opponent for 3 seconds. While this debuff is active, the opponent injures him or herself and loses power over time. She provides some great team buffs as well with her team passive. First to the Outworld team, giving members including herself a 30% resistance to stun and taking 5% less damage for each stack of disease on the active opponent. MK1 teammates increase and restore 10% of their maximum health upon each opponent's death. And of course, MK1 Shang, as an MK1 team member and also an Outworld class character, double dips for both parts of these passives, making him an optimal team member for Mileena. With Shield Break on her Special 1 and Cripple on her Special 2, she is going to be a really difficult boss to contend with, especially when she locks us in place with her Tarkat Hunger. Boom! I bet you're wondering what the hell this is and what just happened. But the rumors are true. Cameos. They are real and they are spectacular. They are a complete game changer for Mortal Kombat Mobile with Update 6.0. And they mark the first major change we've had to our combat system in the game in years. These Cameo fighters will allow players to trigger their special attacks. All of a sudden, during the middle of the match, you'll be prompted for the opportunity, and there's going to be a tutorial on this in-game. And if your opponent is underneath a certain health threshold, instead of doing a special attack, your Cameo fighter will execute a fatal blow or X-ray attack. Now, the first question all players are going to have, besides how it works, which you'll learn from the tutorial, is how do we get these Cameo fighters and what is involved with them? Well, every existing gold character and diamond character in Mortal Kombat Mobile is going to have a Cameo variation available. You will receive your first Cameo fighter after completing the tutorial and have a choice between Classic Scorpion and Classic Sub-Zero. As you'll notice here, these Cameo fighters do have fusion levels, and you will be able to fuse up your Cameo fighters to make them significantly stronger. In addition, there will also be progression for their special attacks and fatal blows or X-rays to make them significantly more powerful. The coolest part is the buff that comes with your Cameo fighter's Fatal Blow or X-Ray will apply for your entire team, just as it does for regular fighters. Initially, Cameos will only be available in the Dragon Crystal store. However, we have been told that they should soon be making their way into the reward systems in other areas of the game as well. And now I'm already running out of time for this video, but I've got so much more I need to tell you about. So this is going to come out rapid fire. Be ready. Elite packs have finally been updated, something players have been asking for a very long time in the game. All of the newer cards now have been added to the Elite packs. Spawn is getting buffed, not just in terms of his abilities and gameplay, but also visually buffed as well. Developers recognized that players were less than impressed with Tormented Soul Spawn and are making some rather significant buffs to him. If you already own him, check him out right away and see how he plays in this new update. The Tower of Horror is returning, but not how we remember it. It's going to be completely redone, and in addition to all the new tower fights where we'll be facing Darkest Noob Saibot as one of our final bosses, there will be a complete rework of all the Tower of Horror gear. Don't worry about breaking out your magnifying glass. I will be sharing this immediately on my channel as well as my socials. Now let's talk about Kombat Pass. Notice something different here? Darkest Night Noob Saibot will be featured as a Premium Kombat Pass reward. Also, players who get Premium Plus Kombat Pass will have access to an exclusive offer for MK1 Mileena and be able to own her and play her before she is even released in November. On top of that, Fusion Up cards have been added as Kombat Pass rewards and now will also randomly drop in the crypt as rewards as well, but only on Elder level difficulty. Also everyone, there is a big secret with MK1 Shang that none of us players have figured out yet. Apparently, during the process where he can swipe and create potions, if there's a certain combination of gestures that are done while the opponent is at a certain health threshold, there is a special secret ability of MK1 Shang's that will trigger. And apparently, this has been in the game the entire time, and not a single player has managed to figure it out yet. Secrets aside, I really am running out of time, so these are going to be total rapid fire now. Noob Saibot will be getting a friendship. This will be on my channel, linked through socials. Scarlet will be getting a friendship, once again on my channel, linked through socials. Both will be random drops in the crypt, and I believe they will both be in the crypt store. Our Season 16 Kombat Pass will be Sector. The Elder Wind Tower will be returning, followed by the Cold Tower, and the Nightmare Tower will be in that mix as well. Last but certainly not least, our old Halloween Feats of Strength will be returning, along with some new Halloween Feats of Strength. And that's all we have time for today, folks. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow Man with No Game 45 on X.